It wasn't simply a polite question, but had gained real significance since the start of the pandemic. Yes, we are, I confirmed. No one in your household is having to self-isolate or awaiting a COVID test result? No, I confirmed. Paula and I are fine. There was just my daughter, Paula, still living at home with me. I had divorced many years ago, and my son Adrian lived with his wife Kirsty, and my other daughter Lucy lived with her partner Darren. We saw them as much as we were allowed, in line with the present restrictions. Good. I've had a referral for a sibling group of 3 girls, Joy continued, getting to the real reason for her call. We'd obviously like to keep them together if possible, and it's preferable if they are placed in an all-female household. Why? The eldest, who's 14 and has a different father to the other 2 girls, has made allegations of sexual abuse against her stepfather and would feel more comfortable in an all-female environment. It wasn't unusual to try to place victims of sexual abuse in female households where possible. I see. I'm sorry, Joy, but I can't take all 3 of them, I said, with a stab of guilt. The younger 2 are used to sharing a bedroom. It's not that, it's the work involved. I'd be spread too thinly and couldn't meet their needs. I'd said this in the past to Joy, but I understood why she was asking. With so many children coming into care, and with some foster carers having to shield because of health concerns, and children's homes full or in quarantine, those carers that were able to take extra children were being asked to. Even with Paula there to help you? Joy asked. Yes, she's furloughed for now, but she could go back to work soon, I pointed out. Then there would just be me. Sorry, Joy. I know my limitations. I can't take all 3. The government had introduced a scheme so that businesses could furlough their workers rather than make them redundant. It meant that employees had a job to return to once the work picked up again. I thought you might say that, Joy admitted. But I wanted to ask, so can you take the younger 2? Angie and Polly are 6 and 4 years old. Yes, but what about the older girl? There is someone who can take Ashley if we can't keep them together. She's a single carer who has just returned to fostering after a long break, so doesn't feel up to taking all 3 girls as her first placement. Okay, fine. I can take Angie and Polly, I said. When are they coming? Soon, this afternoon. Their father is still with the police, but he will be bailed later and is returning to the family home to live. The children need to move before then. The girl's mother is standing by him. Even though it means she's losing her children into care? I asked, amazed. Yes, their social worker, Fatima Haddon, will tell you more, but the girl's mother doesn't believe her daughter's claims and is siding with her husband. Poor child, I said. Yes, Joy agreed. It takes a lot of courage to disclose sexual abuse, and not to be believed is devastating for the victim and compounds the harm already done to them, often scarring them forever. Chapter 2. I want to go home. Half an hour later, Fatima Haddon, the children's social worker, telephoned. Our conversation didn't get off to the best start. Having introduced herself, she said quite brusquely, "So you really can't take all 3 girls?" "No, I'm sorry. I did explain to Joy." "Who's Joy?" "My supervising social worker." "Oh, yes, too many new names to remember. I haven't been in the post for long. Remind me why you can't take 3 children? I promised their mother I'd try to keep them together." "I'm a single-parent foster carer. It would be unfair to the girls, as I couldn't give them all the attention they'd need." "They may not need much attention," Fatima replied, which I found an odd thing to say. "They seem well-behaved, and the family hasn't come to the attention of the social services before." "What I mean is that I couldn't foster all 3 children to a good standard," I said. "And if I'm honest, it would be too much for me. Joy understands." I heard her sigh. I felt slightly annoyed. I knew the social services were stretched and under pressure, but I was doing my best to help. "I'll have to tell their mother they will need to be split